we never voted on that. We didn't vote on ALS, or ALS to be occupied by Alpha.
If I could too, and I want to be, because I made a motion to support this, to let my constituents know too, one of the reasons we are in the situation we are in are legacy costs that are due to our lifelong employees that serve their time here. And those have to be paid. Those were commitments we made to them. However, those legacy costs are mounting and snowballing. And so we're in a challenging spot here because revenue is down and those costs continue to grow. The healthcare costs for our retirees and the pension-related portion that the city contributes are growing. So to try to face some of those challenges, that's why these things are being looked at. That's why using, as long as we have employees that are ours, HealthLink employees, of course, we don't pay any of their benefits. Those are paid through Oakwood HealthLink. Those are their employees, and of course, they have to give them their benefit packages and so forth, so those don't get added on to what we already are finding quite unsustainable here in our community. And I'm not saying those people don't deserve those. They worked for those and they were made a promise. What I'm saying is we have to try to do everything we can to keep up with what's already out there for us for the future. I believe it was stated it was $220 million over the next, I don't know how many years that's spread out there. So it's like 21, I don't even know what the exact number is per year, but it is huge. And that is a huge part of our money that comes in right now that doesn't change the quality of life of people who live here. It doesn't make you safer, but it is owed. It is owed. It was a promise our community made to these employees. So we have to deal with that. Yes.
If I might continue, this article is really interesting. It's dated June 6, 2009. If anybody wants to go look at it, it's a News Herald article. And a couple of the quotes here is from Mr. Ramick. We've gone over and over this, Ramick said. Stay focused on what this is, what it's giving to our citizens. The reason they're here is so we can respond in 4 minutes. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sollars challenged Brandana by saying that we can't do that without increasing taxes or cutting existing services. So in order to have ALS and have all the things that we used to have that we can't afford, we have to raise taxes, which I don't want to do.
And Chair's point, this is about a lease agreement for space.
This is a lease agreement for space.
The item on the floor is about a lease agreement for space.
This article is about a lease agreement for space, which, again, at election
I
time.
think that was a point of order.
All right. So did you have something to tell?
Bring the meeting back to order.
I didn't hear that, Mr. Chairman.
I want you to, ladies and gentlemen, on this side, Mr. Sollars, you have the floor.
Madam Chair, certainly don't want this to get out of hand. I expressed my concerns in voting for leasing space. There are liability-related concerns that I don't think have been addressed, and I stressed my concerns. That these are two different agreements. I didn't realize that that's going to be brought up tonight, but I certainly don't want this meeting to get out of hand. I'm being 100% honest, and I don't think that this is in the current capacity that I consider voting on. So thank you.
Okay, can I ask you, Councilman, a question? With $300 a month, what were the liabilities? Was there anything? Mr. Delo, you're out of order. You're out of order. I'm speaking to the motion.
Rather, you are in order.
Mr. Delo, you're
I
out of
don't think
order.
you're in order.
You're out of order, Mr.
Well,
Delo.
thank you very much. Happy going on.
Chair, you still have the gavel?
Councilman, can I ask you a question? I'm on the end. I have the agreement. Was there any liability in there for that previous agreement?
I said no. I don't recall. I don't have the agreement in front of me, Madam Chair. I just explained that to you a minute ago. That we're voting on this agreement.
Yes.
I don't have that agreement.
You brought up liability, so I had that question. You understand? Okay. So I just wanted to know that that was considered a good plan.
Madam Chair?
It was? You said?
I think they brought them all on themselves.
The liability was, this deal, that company is a different deal altogether. They didn't transport, they were not our primary transporting company. These are apples and oranges, they're not apples and apples.
Madam Chair,
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
I just want to state 2 things for the record that were brought up. EMS has nothing to do with our mutual aid agreement. Our mutual aid agreement is for fire services and support suppression. It's been carried over and piggyback for those communities that do transport and do first response.
That's about it.
That was all clarified a year ago, I think at this time, when it was being brought up in questions by DMA as far as the reciprocating aspect of the mutual aid agreement, and it's pretty clear in the language that the reciprocating was based on fire suppression activities and agreements. Secondly, again, the liability issues have all been worked out between the attorneys from both the corporation, Oakland Corporation, and Mr. Martin and his firm.
Okay, so they are addressed in the contract, is that what you're saying?
Mr. Martin,
Mr. Martin,
Waiting on the
they are
liabilities.
addressed in the contract, liability issues?
Yes, they were.
Okay, thanks, sir. All right. Now, Mr. Delo.
Thank you. The mayor indicated that this would open the stations. My question is, open them for what? Exactly when would firefighters be returned to the stations under this agreement, or if this isn't passed?
Mayor, I think that last night, did you say you'd be working immediately with the,
I would remember saying immediately.
okay.
Let them answer the question.
Mayor?
We'll sit down with the chief and hopefully get their issues resolved and start doing what we need to do to make sure the stations are ready to up and running. So most of that stuff has been done and being in place.
But that in a week.
Like a week ago.
They say you wouldn't be open in a week.
I just said,
I'm open and manned.
I can give it a bit of time and then have, an hour later, someone say, you said it'd be open an hour ago. So,
Thank you.
So it would be open as soon as those issues were resolved. Okay. So, yes, Mr. Ackley.
Lance Rackley. I understand them stations been in the budget for the last 2 years. That right or wrong? I'm talking to you.
Mr.
point
Rapley,
of order.
direct your questions to the chair if you want to ask a question to the mayor, okay? We don't,
Been in the budget for 2 years, yes or no?
okay, now we will ask the question, all right? I can't answer that right now, right here, but I can answer but the finance,
I can't ask him.
Madam Chair, maybe for clarification, what is in the
what do
budget?
you mean in the budget? Because the
Yes, they are.
utilities have been paid, yes.
We have,
The utilities that are on minimally have been paid, yes. Of course,
They're
they
in the
have been
budget.
paid.
Yes or no?
Everything wasn't, no.
If you're paying the bills, you're down in total.
Well, we had to lower the heat, lower the air conditioning.
And number 2, where's Health Link going to charge the ambulance?
Well, the point of the lease is that they have leased all apartments.
Inside the station?
In, out, I'm not sure, those are details.
Well, I want to know what they're going to do. Never out.
Did you?
yes, Madam Chair, they would
Never.
utilize,
51 years of my life dealing with the fire department, there's never been a private ambulance put in any fire station within a 50-mile radius of the place.
Well, they were right there behind City Hall.
They were in a barn over there at DPW building.
They were in the former fire
But
station.
you had EMTs, paramedics in all 3 stations. 4 guys in each station, other than when the auxiliaries was out.
That's right.
Okay. Now, where's this all coming from? Why I don't think all of a sudden going to get into the stations and stuff? Stay in the bedrooms, sleep, keep their cars in the out the winter,
It's,
and pay $30,000 a year?
it's a way to bring in some revenue.
You're not going to buy
Clear
all
the overhead.
new equipment with $30,000 after you spend $400,000 for a telephone system, $38,000.
$400,000 for a telephone system?
Yeah, for the city. And then you took the telephones out of the 2 outline stations and put in another system for $38,000.
We needed that system.
You're spending a lot of money all of a sudden not having
That system is the new system needed to be compliant, sir.
with the new system.
To be compliant for how
With
calls are
what?
made.
The 911 system?
With
How
the
do they
emergency
Madam
system.
Chair,
In the police station?
no $38,000 system was put in all stations.
Okay.
They're only money.
Yeah, Mr.
The
Raffling.
what?
Mr. Raffling, thank you for your comment.
Phone system that was done, nothing to do with the entire city, police, fire, every city office, the whole new phone system went everywhere, including the two
I
offices.
spent 25 years on the fire department, we had 3 telephones. One was at 1 and he answered the phone, the other 2 heard their call. Because was ever in, they went, was that in, they went. Station 1 always backed them, or they backed Station 1 from Wick to Gotti. The South End coming to Gotti from the south, their district was North Line to Pennsylvania Road.
Mr. Raffling,
We always had 2 engines, we always had 4 to 6 guys.
we understand. There's a new system and it's going to be more effective.
I paid $700 for my wife to go to the hospital to help me. And the fire department charged around $500 or $600 to take you to the hospital. The same one. Now, why can't you put the fire department back together, buy an ambulance if they need them, and put them on the road, and they'll make, set that money up. 1 year's time.
We talked about
The
that.
accidents, everything that happens in this town every day.
Okay. Why don't you make an appointment and have a discussion about that for the administration?
No, I'm telling you right now what's going on, that's what.
Thank you, Mr. Raffling. Yeah,
Madam Chair, are you telling the residents that they do not have a right to come to this council meeting and discuss what they want, that they have to go, make an appointment with their
Did you
administration?
say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I did not. Mr. Raymond?
Yes, you just did.
I'm trying to limit people to 3 minutes.
But Brandon, it sounds like to me that discussions here tonight will basically solve the problem. The question seems to be that